whole thing is just to create administration for distribution. I'm not going to write a legislative memorandum. I'm not being paid for that. Okay.
Any other questions? Do we have a motion?
Mr. Lynn doesn't get
I
it.
don't think we need a motion.
All right, so this is not a committee of the VNNC. This
No, we
is-
don't need a
It's an
motion.
advisory board.
So it's.
So we don't need a motion.
Whomever wants to join.
Everything will be distributed, Brown Act mandated, so. Almost like a round
We don't have to
table,
vote on
but
it.
it would be something.
It
You
would be
know,
like
people
like an ad hoc?
lower than that.
Lower. So we don't need to vote on it.
But he's basically as a stakeholder, he can be a member of one of these committees. So.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And the reason why I said advisory, then someone on the board doesn't have to be on it. That was the key issue. So I can be terminated at will, and that's not a problem either. And that's why I put the sunset clause, just in case if it didn't meet the mix, I was be able to walk away and the VNNC would be able to terminate the relationship. So.
Okay, so we don't have to vote on
Say
it.
here that you're on the committee?
Nope.
Oh,
It's that we're creating a committee.
so we have to actually also create whoever's on the committee, right?
I believe the president appoints, correct?
They can be volunteers or they can be appointed.
Appointed as well.
Okay. Do we have to vote on them, or?
I don't think we have to vote on it.
I think you have to
It's
vote
a
on
head-up.
creation of the committee.
You do.
Yes, that's all.
It doesn't
Not
require,
if it's not a standing committee.
it's not a standing committee and it's not an ad hoc committee.
Just trying to make it simple. I know you'll watch me like a hawk, so I'm not worried about that.
It's consistency or anything else.
Someone want to call for the vote?
I'll call for the vote.
We need a motion and a second.
As the wording is stated,
Oh, real quick question. So everything we go through the council, will there be like leg, leg at vnnc.org to? so
we'll
all the-
try. Right now, we're completely out of email
Because the
addresses.
reason why is that anything that goes through there would be carbon copied how I set up
I
last time
understand.
through the executive board, so everybody knows what's going on.
You could use the admin for VNNC one.
We could.
Okay, that's what I would agree, so that if anybody wants, rather than trying to figure it out, they have access to the documents.
The admin for VNNC is already set up.
Okay.
Yep. So the VNNC
You have a
condone the formation of a legislative advisory committee provide and forward findings and not conclusions to the VNNC Neighborhood Council, board members with an interest in legislation intent. Sunset clause would be June the 30th, 2016, and it would be Brown Act mandated.
Mr. Ackerman.
If we're gonna call it the Legislative Advisory Committee and not have them advise us on legislation, seems a little weird. Perhaps call them the Legislation Interpretation Committee. Also, that way the acronym is not LAC, because I don't want this committee to be lacking
Okay.
in their abilities.
All right. A legislative information committee.
There you go.
What about one size fits all committee? Okay, I can care less what it's called, the function is what I care about, is making sure the board members get the opportunity to make their own decisions and not being told or influenced improperly.
Do we have a motion?
That was the motion.
Do we have a second?
Second it.
With that, I call for the vote.
Okay. Who is that second? Jason? No.
It was Paul and on.
Paul and I seconded it? Okay. Thank you. Okey dokey. Oops, what am I doing? Mr. Thomas?
Yes.
Mr. Benjamin?
Yes.
Myself, okay. Ms. Raines?
Yes.
Mr. Ackerman?
Aye.
Mr. Anon?
Aye.
Mr. Camara?
Espanol, sí.
Mr. De La Cuesta? Mr. Friedman?
Yes.
So far it's gone. Mr. Hendry?
Yes?
Mr. Lazarovitz?
Yes.
Mr. Lynn?
No.
No. Mr. Martin?
Yes.
Mr. Marabi?
Yes.
Ms. Meyer?
Abstain.
He's gone. Ms. Padden?
Yes.
Mr. Robbins?
Yes.
Ms. Skelton?
Yes.
Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7,
Pass.
8, 9,
It passed.
11, 12, 13, 14, 15. 16 ayes, it passes, but of course, 1 no. 1 abstain.
Very good. 8D, the VNNC to reimburse Jeanette Hoff for purchases including,
Legislative Information Committee?
that
Yes.
was the language.
Legislative Information Committee, let me make sure. I get
So it's lick.
that. Oh, I did get that.
Better than lack.
Yeah. Leck.
Well, info committee could be link.
8D, the VNNC to reimburse Jeanette Hopp for purchasing Subway food and copies for the meetings. Councilwoman Hopp made copies and new forms for public comment, funding issues, and for taking notes at the meetings, not to exceed $100. If there's no discussion, I make a motion, we adopt 8D as is.
Seconded.
With that, I call for the vote. Jeanette, you can't vote on this.
No, I know, but you know what? I emailed you and you didn't look at the email, but it's all right.
Yeah.
All right.
Yes.
Well,
Thank you.
we couldn't amend it.
Okay,
Yeah, we're gonna amend.
Thank you for
We
that.
cannot amend it.
we cannot amend it, no, so I'm like.
The language
because-
is set.
That's why I tried to tell you to wait, because
We could vote on more reimbursements next month
yeah.
That's
we can
correct.
do that.
when we yell at the LAPD.
How much more than 100?
All right.
Like $40, that's okay, because it wasn't all
Yeah,
good
and
either.
then well, next month you're gonna have.
I call for the vote.
Yeah, I know. I've got more.
I seconded.
George seconded it?
I seconded it.
Howard seconded it, sorry, I said that, didn't I?
I third it.
You thirded it?
Okay, let's go.
Let's take the vote.
George made it, Howard seconded it, and I will call for the vote. And that's, okay, so I'll do that in a second. Okay, Mr. Thomas?
Yes.
Mr. Benjamin?
Yes.
I have to skip me, so recused. Ms. Raines?
Yes.
Mr. Ackerman?
Yes.
Mr. Anand?
Yes.
Mr. Camara?
Yes.
Mr. De La Cuesta?
Yes.
Mr. Friedman?
Yes.
She ain't there. Mr. Hendry?
Yes.
Mr. Lazarovitz?
Yes.
Mr. Lynn?
Yes.
Mr. Martin?
Yes.
Mr. Marabi?
Yes.
Ms. Meyer?
Yes.
Ms. Patton?
Yes.
Mr. Robbins?
Yes.
Ms. Skelton?
Yes.
Hot damn, passes.
You're gonna get $100.
8E, the VNNC to vote on the motion of making Jeanette Hopp the second signatory for our council.
Seconded.
Yeah, let's vote.
Damn,
Who made the motion? I'll make the motion, Howard seconds. I call for the vote on 8E. Who did? What is it?
It's already done already.
Who seconded?
Moving on.
Howard?
Yes.
Okay. Mr. Thomas?
Yes.
Mr. Benjamin?
Yes.
I guess I could vote on this one, so.
Of course you can.
So it's yes, I mean, I like that idea. Ms. Raines? Mr. Ackerman?
Yes.
Mr. Anand?
Yes.
Mr. Camara?
Yes.
Mr. De La Cuesta?
Yes.
I'm gonna be deaf by the end of the night. Mr. Friedman?
Yes.
Mr. Hendry?
Yes.
Mr. Lazarovitz?
Yes.
Ms. Lynn? Mr. Lynn? Mr.
Mr.
Lynn? I got Ms. on the brain, sorry. He'll answer anything, I like that. Mr. Martin, that's like my husband. Mr. Marabi?
Yes.
Ms. Meyer, that's why I had on the brain. Ms. Patton?
Yes.
Would you imagine my poor husband, he laughs. Mr. Robbins?
Yes.
And Ms. Skelton?
Yes.
Okay. Unanimous, yay!
8F, the VNNC to update the funding for outreach on the Connect the Dots event, February 20th, 2016. The VNNC to purchase 50 bicycle helmets and neighborhood council logo stickers to place on the helmets and to hand out at the event for the bike safety class and tour, not to exceed $1,000. Do we have any discussion?
Yes. All right. $500 has already been approved for the bicycle helmets. This will give us a little extra cushion. I contacted VIP Printing and several others for a clear, black and white only sticker that will look like this, and we can pass this around, but it's the only copy I
Is it the round
have,
one or the?
so don't get greasy fingers on it. this is what
Yes.
the sticker will look like. We will put it on all the bicycle helmets. The sticker will not be removable. Wink, wink. It actually can be, I mean, with ingenuity and a little WD-40, there isn't a sticker in the world that can't be removed. But the point is that I have it with a permanent sticker. The sticker will be oval in size. It'll be 1.5 by 3, or 1.5 by 3.5. What's the size of the sticker? Carino, the sticker size is what? 1.5
inches by 1.5.
3 inches by 1.5. Oval sticker. It will have the VNNC logo, the Great Streets Initiative logo, and the Connect the Dots logo. All three logos will be contained for $118 for a total of $118 for a total of 500 stickers. It'll take 5 to 7 working days to accomplish this, so I've got to do this tomorrow.
Okay.
All right, we have a motion from Mr. Robbins. Do we have a second?
Seconded.
With that, I call for the vote. Madam Secretary.
Seconded by, who's that? Mr. Nunn, thank you. Okay. Mr. Thomas?
Yes.
Mr. Benjamin?
Yes.
Myself, yes. Ms. Raines?
Yes.
Mr. Ackerman?
Yes.
Mr. Anand?
Aye.
Mr. Camara?
Yes.
Mr. De La Cuesta?
Yes.
Mr. Friedman?
Yes.
Mr. Hendry?
Yes.
Mr. Lazarovitz?
Yes.
Mr. Lynn?
Yes.
Right, Monica. Mr. Martin?
Yes.
Mr. Morabi?
Yes.
Ms. Meyer? God, I almost did it to her now. Thank you, sorry. Okay. Ms. Patton?
Yes.
Mr. Robbins?
Yes.
Try looking at what I'm saying, huh? Ms. Skelton?
Yes.
Unanimous. That's 2.
How many
Wow.
helmets can we buy with the extra money?
Good.
All right, we're just
do
gonna
it.
spend it, okay?
Spend like a drunk sailor.
Okay.
8G, connect the dots. Speaking to the board about the February 20th, 2016, did we already get that update? That was something
What's
else,
that?
wasn't it? Speaking to the board about February 20th, 2016 event as part of the LA Mayor's Great Streets Initiative. They will announce updates and information on Connect the Dots event and encourage the community to attend as a start for the Great Streets Initiative in Van Nuys Arid Lands Institute.
Is there a spokesperson here?
Yeah, she's here.
Okay.
Oh, she's here, good.
Oh, great.
Thanks so much for including us this evening, and on behalf of the Connect the Dots partners, LA County Bicycle Coalition, Pacoima Beautiful, the Arid Lands Institute, and Council District 6, we really appreciate your support, especially the bicycle component of it, and we invite you to join us not this Saturday, but the following Saturday, February 20th, for Connect the Dots workshops and block party celebration. There's a small stack of invitations by the door. aridlands.org has an event posted that has a fair amount of detail on it. And briefly, I would just like to summarize that we will be setting up from 9 to noon. We have a partial block closure permit and traffic plan in place. Van Nuys Boulevard will be down to just 2 central lanes and turning lanes. So quite constricted between Sylvan and Irwin, in order to have design workshops involving students, families, business owners, members of the community who would like to join us in a visioning exercise. A series of design workshops on what would a great street, Mayor Garcetti's signature initiative, look like on Van Nuys Boulevard. What might it look like, including transit, including bicycle access and safety, including more pedestrian activity, and really importantly, from our point of view, including the landscape itself and the ability to absorb water and absorb stormwater for groundwater augmentation, which is probably the thing that we're most interested in advancing as part of the Great Streets discussion.
Any questions for this nice lady? Yes, Mr. Ackerman.
All right, so I think this is a really cool proposal. I'm all about mobility. I don't have a car, I ride a longboard. I think everyone knows that by now. But I've seen something like this go down on Reseda Boulevard a couple of years ago when they were testing out their bike corral thing. And it really was like traffic hell because no one told anybody about, do you guys have like any plans for large signs or signage to let people know to take, some of the side streets to get around this section where we're gonna be blocking it off so we don't have, a huge bottleneck in this zone?
To be completely honest, the permitting process has been quite opaque and contorted. And we've placed a lot of our trust in DOT and a consultant who's hired to make a traffic plan. And that's their area of expertise, and it is definitely not mine. That's not to say that we haven't been systematic about informing businesses in the immediate area, but we do have the support of Metro and the council member's office, and I can turn to those offices and say, I'm not sure we've communicated sufficiently to the community yet that there's going to be a traffic snarl. How can you help? I'm just not sure I know how to answer that question. All I can do is facilitate getting the city offices more involved.
Maybe I'll be ever in your favor.
Yeah.
One more time.
And of course, be with you.
Shouldn't
My
you,
Thank you.
only question
Please.
is, I know about the one that Jason's talking about, and I actually, you have to go by there fairly frequently to take your daughter-in-law to work.
Nobody
And
cares.
the way they put up the pylons and striped it and made the parking, the bike lane is nearest to the curb, which is smart because that's safe. Then there's lines, and then for I don't know how many feet, and then there's pylons which are cement.
This is a one-time event.
Oh, okay.
This is not a-
No, but I mean, when we do what they're talking, never mind.
This is a one-day event.
Yeah.
Forget it.
I do
Never
think
mind.
it's important to remember that whatever we do on Saturday, February 20th starts and finishes
No,
on Saturday,
it's
February
okay.
20th.
I thought when you said great streets, because they were gonna be
No.
changing and
No.
we were gonna be losing.
All this
things.
really is a visioning exercise with drawings,
No,
models,
that's fine,
and
never mind,
scale,
never mind.
and then a celebration.
That's fine.
that's what I was gonna get to, away from that and to actually the Aaron Lands Institute stuff.
Maybe the first time.
Okay, so,
Okay.
as far as the total number of these, like, I know that when you guys presented, you said originally, it was like, we're gonna have multiple events, we're gonna have the community involvement, we're
Right.
gonna have all this stuff going on, which is really great, we're very excited about that. When you say visioning exercise, and you say, is this like where, are they gonna like draw on the street itself? Are we gonna do that thing where they make the stuff? And what kind of like media coverage and other stuff can be done to help, you know what I'm saying? This is Van Nuys, this is a community, this helps elevate our community in the eyes of the city as well, so.
I think it's actually a huge opportunity. We've really been focusing on content and outreach. So we've been to schools, parent groups, and community groups throughout Van Nuys. We've been working with Quayman Beautiful, LA County Bicycle Coalition Council District's office. Just came out of a 7-hour day at Van Nuys High School today, and man, those kids are on fire in the environmental sciences class. They want to be part of this, and they want to be part of it in a big way.
Right.
I would say our media outreach has been weak. I can turn to the city offices who have offered us support. I think they're sort of standing ready to support us, but we do not have, I don't think, a strong lineup of press coverage yet. We're 10 days away from the event, and if you have particular guidance or support you can provide to us in that, we would take it. I do think it's a really big opportunity.
Do you have a media officer?
We don't. We do not have a dedicated media officer. Let's say you're looking at her.
Okay.
Yeah, and an email.
I would suggest, strongly suggest, that you contact CBS, which is KCAL as well as Channel 2, that you contact Channel 5 KTLA, and contact their media representative, their press representative there at the station, advise them of the event, do I want to say KFWB, which doesn't exist any longer.
KCAL.
No, it's the CBS television, Los, KNX 1070. Contact their media office, advise them of the situation, explain to them what you're doing, Ask for coverage.
Got it.
Ask for media coverage. And I would do this across the board to every television station and every news-driven station. And there is only one news-driven station in Los Angeles.
I wouldn't know. I don't know.
That's it. It's KNX FM, or KNX, I'm sorry,
1070.
AM 1070.
Have you created a press release as well?
We have drafted one, and I believe Metro is going to help us get it, finalize it and get it out.
I would do that tomorrow.
I understand.
All right, that will give you 9 days lead time. And when it goes to an assignment desk, it doesn't happen overnight. If you give it to them overnight, it's going to be completely, how
Do
much?
you all have media contacts? Can
He
you
does.
do outreach and say,
Yeah, he does.
our community would like this covered? That would be enormously helpful. to us.
Normally, I would do this, but I am absolutely swamped right now with 2 projects that are, I mean, this is what I do for a living, all right? But my back is against the wall right now. I'm the ABC radio affiliate in Los Angeles, so it's difficult.
If you give me your card, I can
Yeah.
give you some. If you give me your card, I can give you some context.
I'd love that. That would be
Hey,
very
you.
helpful. Thank you.
Are we good, council?
Yes.
Q.
I just want to say,
Thank you.
in the bottom of my heart, I apologize of what happened in the previous past. I know that you dealt with a certain board member who became the sticking stone of this council, and also I apologize to the board members and to the stakeholders, because this is supposed to be for Van Nuys and not about individual board members. And this is what it's really about. And if we're gonna reimagine Van Nuys, then these are perfect to come into place and get people involved and try to reimagine Van Nuys that we hope we could get involved with. So,
Absolutely.
I hope everybody in this board could show up for this event, and we're having a booth there as well. So, and also bring bicycles if you have a bicycle, and do our tour.
And we will need volunteers that morning. We'll have frisbees there. We will be manning the booth. We'll have our booth up. We'll have our table up. Please, this board needs to participate.
And I think there's first of all, I want to say thank you. How you accepted your gratitude, accepted. We are really enjoying this process. If we could have volunteers, great. We really want participants. My worry is that we actually, having missed maybe 6 months of working together because of that sort of cataclysmic breakdown
Yeah.
here in the summer, that the project has not had the on-the-ground exposure in Van Nuys that we would have probably all benefited from. We've done good outreach in the schools and with families, but not that kind of blanketing of bulletin boards, churches, door to door. And if there's a way we can get your help with that in the next 9 days, we would welcome it.
Well, I just want to let you know, I took the liberty of circulating your flyer to Peddlers West and Retro Express, our bicycle shops here in Van Nuys. So at least the people who have some interest in bicycles will show up, hopefully for this event.
Retro Express is going to have a table. There are a whole lot of bicycling vendors and advocates, and a lot of water and environmental advocates will be coming. If you want to learn how to put a rain barrel on your house, you can learn that day. You want to learn how to do a gray water system, you can learn that day.
Permeable sidewalk, that's what I want to learn.
It's doable. It is absolutely doable, a permeable cement sidewalk.
It
is absolutely doable.
Absolutely doable and absolutely a must.
And it should also be capturing energy from sunlight, please.
Well,
Any help you
Photovoltaic.
can give us to be sure that your neighbors, the businesses on your lists, in your networks know, carrying these around, getting them out, bulletin boards, whatever it is.
If you give this to me, I have the 7-Eleven, on the 7-Eleven right here on the corner on Silmar and Victory Boulevard, and I can make sure that we give this out to every customer that comes in.
So how many should I get you?
Well, we see like 1,000 customers a day, so as many as you want to give out.
Okay, got it. I only brought a few dozen tonight. I would have to come, do some more printing and drop them off.
Could you do it at the other?
Thank you for your support.
Absolutely, we'll see you on the 20th.
This one's so local that
Yeah.
they would actually walk over.
All right,
Yeah.
3 more things, and we could be out of here by 9, which would be a new record for the Van Nuys Neighborhood Council. 8H, oh, we'll get to them. 8H, 5601 North Van Nuys Boulevard. Existing conditional use permit with a request to extend the life of a grant for the sale of alcohol, application to renew an existing CUP for the off-site sale of a full line of alcoholic beverages in conjunction with a pharmacy drugstore with approval operating hours 24 hours daily and a request to extend the life of that grant. Bruce Evan of Solomon, Saltzman, Jameson, Smith, Barney, and...
What's the name of the business?
It's CVS.
All right, are you Bruce?
I am.
Let's have at it, sir.
Okay, good evening. I was here a couple of months ago for the CVS at Sepulveda and Sherman Way. If I'd known we had both cases, I would have brought it up. This is the CVS, Van Nuys, and Burbank, right down the way. The site was approved in 2011. There was a 5-year conditional use permit for the sale of alcohol that is expiring in 2016. We filed an application to renew it. We've been through the land use committee. We reached out to LAPD, no issues from them. So we're going through the process to renew the CUP. We're not asking for any changes. The site doesn't sell singles. It's approved for 24 hours, but it only operates 7 a.m. to 10 p.m., so we have restricted alcohol sales. I've been by there several times to check on it. All the feedback we have from the community is positive. There's been nothing negative. So we would ask for a letter of support from this board.
Any objections, council members?
Any questions?
Yeah, questions? Carino?
I went through our committee, didn't see no problems with it in comparison to the one on Sherman Way and Sepulveda. It's a much lesser degree and it doesn't pose any problems.
This one's next to Wendy's. Right?
Wendy's?
No, this is on Burbank and Van Nuys.
Right in the corner,
Burbank is on that.
Where's the Wendy's?
No, that's on Sepulveda.
Sepulveda.
northwest corner.
No, the one, the one
Burbank, okay.
that she just mentioned was where you said, which is near West.
All right,
You have-
stick to the,
Nice Boulevard.
Point of information, do you have council support for this as well?
All right, any objections? They're just renewing a permit they already have. Yes,
Yeah.
Candido.
Thank you, Mr. President. They've been great partners in the past. I think they'll continue to be great partners. We need them in the community. We need them.
All right, going once, going twice. I make a motion, we adopt the language in 8H as is.
Paul, did you have a question?
No, I'm just asking did you get council support? Who's supporting it, basically? Have you gotten letters of support from anyone else, or?
Obama?